Hi guys, welcome back to Ray's Rails. For today's video, I got this test of strength accessory. This is the one that was inspired by the Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh. Lionel made it, and I put it on my layout. I purchased it at a train show a couple weeks ago, and I'm pretty happy with it. So if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned, and I'll show you upcoming in the video. So here's how the accessory looks before it's mounted flush with the table. It actually has these little tabs that go on the bottom too. I usually just take those right off of there. That way it gives me a nice round circle. And what I usually do is I measure the base. This is probably about 7/8 of an inch. You need to know that because you need to get it into the tabletop to lay flush. So my tabletop's probably about made out of 3/4 inch plywood. You minus that from the 7/8, and then you need about a little bit over 1/8 of an inch. So the top of this could lay flush with the table, and then it'll look like it's actually part of the table. This is actually the box that came in also. This was a part of the Carnegie Science Center display. I believe it's in Pittsburgh. So that's modeled after that. And I will go show you on a table how I proceeded with the next step. So you see here, I cut a hole in the table. And you see this accessory, if you put it on the top of the table, that's actually how it will look. But like I said, I want to actually sink it into the table, make it flush with the table. And like I said, this is 7/8 of an inch. The plywood here is a 3/4. So I had to put a couple 1/8 shims in there, and I got this false bottom in there. So now I could actually place the accessory right into the table like that, get my wires go through it, it'll get air on the bottom. And then the circus tent is going to go right nearby, so it won't take up any I can actually get it right next to the circus tent, where before, if you had that large base on the accessory, you wouldn't be able to get it so nicely neat in there. And actually the footprint of it takes up a little less room. And I have my Ringling Brothers semi, so now I could put that in the scene too also, rather than having it hide the accessory. So I like to take my square, make sure everything is the measurements that I want it to be. As you can see, the accessory is just a hair underneath the tabletop. It's nice and square, and that way once I put my ground cover over the top of it, it'll look nicely blended in. And I just put a couple rolled up paper towels in here, so I don't have to use so much of the ground cover. And then once I put the tent back in there, that should look real nice. So there you have it, guys. That is the finished product. You can see by putting it flush with the table, I reduced the footprint of it substantially, and you could get a lot more onto your table. And I'm really happy the way that turned out. I put just some fine ballast around there to blend everything in, and I think it adds a lot to the scene, and it's a really fun accessory. All right, guys, so once again, this was the Test of Strength video 6-24161, inspired by the Carnegie Science Center. I'm really happy the way that turned out, and I think that's going to add a lot to the layout. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching Ray's Rails. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'm pretty happy with it. So if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned, and I'll show you upcoming in the video.